because in many cases it's a multi-tenant environment. They may not even know your stuff is stored. It goes into a big mix of things in terms of storage, compute, things like that. And that could be a problem for some companies that have, very critical compliance issues and are dealing with very strict compliance rules and regulations, as they're doing in Europe now, possibly the UK, and certainly aspects of it in the United States. So many professionals view dedicated environments as essential for performance-intensive workloads, compliance, and security. That's really kind of the bottom line. In other words, it's not an option anymore. In many cases, if I'm doing architecture, they'll tell me you need to come up with a dedicated server infrastructure. That's the limitations that are put on the architecture. Normally, when I start architecture, you get into the to the most optimized architecture. It may include, clouds and hybrid-based systems and private clouds and dedicated servers are going to be part of the mix. And in many cases, just like, sometimes when I was doing architecture, say 10 years ago, they would limit me to just using public cloud providers. In other words, they're not going to use dedicated servers. They made a strategic decision to move away from them. Now, in many instances, the architectures are being limited around the use of dedicated servers. So in other words, they're saying, any kind of an architecture that you come up with is going to be good, but it has to mostly reside on servers that we own. So, of course, there's some cloud infrastructure challenges here as well, since most of this is going to be coexisting with existing cloud products. So 32% of IT professionals feel their cloud budgets are wasted and underutilized for features or capacity.